Okay, g'day YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Nice wintry day in Melbourne, lots of rain. I'm trying to get some work done under the covers. And I came across this black pine that was in my garden. This black pine was actually donated by Han from Bonsai. I'm sure you've probably been following him on his channel as well. You know, he's nice twisted, got some nice twisted black pines that are nice twisted up. He donated this tree quite a few years ago, maybe 5 or so years ago, to the club, and I've been just trying to look after it and keep it healthy in the hope that one day it would be a demo material for someone coming along for the club. But I thought what I like to do is also usually do some work on the tree just to get it to that point of making it a bit more easier for the demonstrator to do the work in an hour and a half usually. For that kind of work. So it's a matter of cleaning it up, keeping it in check, making sure there's only two branches, not three in the one spot, things like that. Now let's go through this tree. I thought I'd go through this tree and show you some of the features and what I'm hoping it would look like in the future, and maybe helping the designer or the future artist help in terms of eliminating the bad features of this tree and emphasizing the better features of this tree. That's what I like to try and do. First thing I would do though, it's autumn late autumn at the moment, so I can go and needle pluck a lot of this away, all the old needles, and work through that, making sure there's only two buds in one spot, all that kind of stuff. So this hasn't gone through the candle pruning bud selection because it's still in development, but we can still cut back. We should always be cutting back to 2 anyway, and that's the plan. So if we follow that process, then we can eliminate a lot of the foliage and make sure the tree looks good. So let's talk through some of the features of the tree. I'm hoping maybe I can do some zooming in while I talk. I might grab the actual camera. Now, some of the best features, that the base and the movement in the trunk. You can see all that nice movement. It twists everywhere and anywhere, then works its way up the tree. Has a big nice bend that way, comes up into a nice bend up here. You can probably see the issue there is at the moment. Bit of a reverse taper in there, and a huge branch being bent down and down and down and down and down here. Probably an interesting feature if you want to create what's called like a waterfall kind of tree. I think if this tree was much bigger in girth, in trunk girth, that would work well. I'm not convinced that's the best part of the tree. Do we keep that? Do we eliminate it? We'll see. Is it wasting energy? It is, if we're not going to keep it. So you've got to think about, is that going to be nice as what's called a waterfall branch from the top of the tree? If it was, problem is it goes straight back out there and then down. I think if it came straight down and then was really close to the trunk, it might be really good to keep. I think the best features are this trunk movement. And emphasizing that movement. So if we build, on my thoughts, if we build the tree in here, exposing all that nice trunk, that's probably the better idea. Just that's my thinking. But I don't want to be taking away too much from the designer. However, I have to do something about that reverse taper. Now, there's absolutely no branching at all on this side of the tree. And this one comes from the back and comes around, so it's a matter of, do we keep it and let the designer create a waterfall kind of trunk, always knowing we're going to have reverse taper at the top. I'm in an hour and about whether I get rid of that and just concentrate on working on the rest of the tree and creating that really nice tight little tree around here, around this beautiful trunk. That's what I would like to see. You know, the nice movement here, creating a tree in here with just a bit of foliage around it to support that. It'd be very cool and unique. It tells a story, so, but you know, it's hard to make a choice when it's not yours, not your tree, I guess. I mean, you could probably try and put maybe cuts into that base and try and bring that right down. It's pretty solid. I mean, I don't think I'll snap it if I try and do anything other than putting wedge cut in there or something like that to bring that down. It's not convincing me that this should be a waterfall branch. The more I look at it, I think if this was probably double that thickness, then it will look good as a waterfall branch. or maybe this much higher, then it'll be good as a waterfall branch. I think there's too good of a tree in here to create a tree in this area, emphasising this beautiful trunk and showing off that movement and creating a tree and having, I think that the person who gets this tree to work on would find that much more interesting to create. Yeah, that's my thinking anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up this tree as much as I can. Needle pluck, select back to 2. So you can see this branch down here is what's called a sacrifice branch. And I left it purely because I want it to grow as big as it can. Hasn't really taken off, but I'm going to leave it there because I want to make sure this base, it gets really fat, and this doesn't, because at the moment they're kind of the same thickness all the way up the tree, which is a problem. So I want the base to get thicker. So I'm leaving this on, growing it. Eventually, if I have this as the front, because the trunk goes slightly that way, that will be at the back, which means the wound will be at the back, so it will be hidden for quite a bit of time. That's why that sacrifice branch is good. It's in the back. It's positive. But I think let's clean that up and let's see what it looks like under all the features. All I'm going to do is needle pluck and cut back to 2, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like and how different it looks. Okay, so next step was I thinned out the tree quite normally, like just take all the old candles off, all the old needles off that would have fallen off anyway. They're probably 3-year-old needles by now. There are a few more here and there, and they're quite long. You can see how quite long and leggy just the ends are. I tried to leave the same amount of needles on each branch as I possibly could, just by sight, just kept it roughly the same, trying to distribute energy as much as I can individually, or the same throughout the tree. I think somewhere in here is the front. It's got this nice movement, slight movement that way. Then it goes back a little, twists on itself and around, and comes in. It's a bit one plane in this area here. It's just what it is, unfortunately. We could slightly turn it a little bit to do something with it. However, what I really wanted to do is show you guys that if we have this in this position, that branch comes in here, and we build a nice pad in there. We've got one slightly to the back in here. We've got a depth branch in here. Then we can actually bend this quite well down and build the tree through creating a canopy around in this area. Probably this becomes the apex twisted down in the future. That's how I ultimately see this tree. By doing that, we're actually hiding this reverse taper as well, showing off the best features of the tree, not hiding it at all, and eliminating the reverse taper possibility of having this branch. I mean, it is very cool, funky if it will work, but I think the unusual big curve in here in the top just won't suit it. It just doesn't look right. I don't know. What do you think? I wish there was a way to be interactive and figure out what people think, but I could leave that on, and possibly people can have ideas and suggestions on what we could do. It is quite messy in this area. I'll have to almost eliminate a few branches, if we are to keep that. Do we build a tree in here and then having it all cascade down? Possibly. Could be possibly quite unique as well. Interesting. Very tough choice. I personally think a small tree in here looks really quite cool and elegant. Very, very, very interesting. Yeah, it's a tough one. It is a tough one. I don't think I'll make a decision. Might have to leave it up to the international artist to make a decision or something like that, or maybe everyone can jump in with some comments. I mean, it's for me. Is something quite unique having that long cascading branch from the top. We will have to do quite a bit of work. Do we create an apex in and then just have it in there? Might look nice now when you look at it. Or do we have a smaller tree in there, nice compact, small, tight tree that's just in this canopy? All very interesting, all quite unique, quite funky, different ideas. If it was my tree, I'd probably start working on it. Like I'd wire branches in position. Like I know I'm going to keep all these, know I'm going to keep all that. Let's wire it. Let's see how that looks. Can I position that in the right spot? Will it look good in the future? Maybe. Maybe not. It does have some straight bits in it. We could deal with that. But yeah, sometimes you just can't. It's hard to make a choice. Simple as that. It's not easy. Never is easy. Sometimes when you've got a really interesting tree that has many possible, two big possibilities, you know. But if we eliminate one, you've only got one other choice. If we keep both, then you know maybe that's gives us options. Love to know your thoughts. I'm going to just thin this out a little bit more. I haven't thinned it out totally yet because I didn't think I was going to keep it. But you know, look at the tree again. I mean, as I said, position those down. We can bring that right down, create a nice little apex in here, but then we can also build out this long cascading bit, which might be cool, might be interesting. So if we bring it right around, maybe not. It would be very different. Let's put it that way. I wouldn't have seen a tree like that very often, but it could give some good character. Alright, I'll come back once I've finished cleaning up. I just want to show you where I was at. Alright, not much left on this branch once I needle plucked. I did unfortunately find one of the branches in here and a big crack in it. And there wasn't any point leaving it on, so I had to take it off. So unfortunately I lost the branch that was in this spot here. I will have to try and bend this around, which will work. But that's sometimes what you find. But also we can always cut back to this. But what I really want to do is ask everyone, what do you think? Do we keep this cascading branch and use it and work with it and build it up over time? Or do we eliminate it now? What we'll do is we still create a canopy in here and then have the flowing branch down here. Or do we just go with this side of the tree kind of thing and build a nice tight small canopy in here and a nice small tree in here and get rid of the cascading branch? You know, it's one or the other, obviously. And if we make a choice, that branch has to go. But anyway, I thought I'd leave it up to everyone. Maybe give your thoughts in the comments below. It would be great to hear your comments. I don't want to be biased or anything in putting my view. I like both. I think both have potential. But I want to try and help out in terms of, if we're going to keep this, we build it and keep it. If we don't, let's get rid of it today or now, and let's focus on all the energy on this side of the tree. So it's that kind of thinking. Yeah. So anyway, look forward to hearing your thoughts. Hope you guys enjoyed this demo. I might give it a little spin of the tree just so you can see the different angles and different shape. So you can see, maybe now you can see how far out it comes this way and then goes back down. But it's potentially an interesting tree if we keep that. Something quite unique and a bit different. But I'm not sure. Do black pines do that? Maybe. More literati, kind of half literati and half, I don't know, something else. But that's my opinion. My opinion is probably what I'm thinking is, if this was closer to that branch, maybe I would keep it. If it wasn't jutting out so much, maybe I'd keep it. I just think there's a nice little tree in here. Highlights the twisting, beautiful trunk, and doesn't hide that trunk, which is what I'm all about. I want to see that trunk because it's the best feature of the tree. But that's my opinion. I'll leave it to. I said I wasn't going to give you an opinion, but there you go. Okay, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video and hope I can get your comments about the tree. Thanks, guys. See you then. See you next time.